all the listeners at home and the viewers, today on the Raw Couch with me is Cassandra, and this is our first time meeting.
Yeah.
Don't even fucking know your last name. But...
That's fine. I'm like Madonna. You just need to know Cassandra.
I know, just Cassandra. That's it. Cassandra. Yeah. So I start off every podcast by asking my guests, what does authenticity mean to you?
This has changed drastically, I feel like, in the past few months, but it means to me showing up in every situation, no matter where we are, aligned with my values. And like values meaning I'm honest, I'm respectful, I'm leading with vulnerability, compassion. So that's what it means to me.
Love it. Yeah. Love it. Okay, I'm gonna do some rapid fire questions just to kind of let you get grounded and fall into
love it.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Yeah.
Summer or winter?
Fall. But yeah, summer.
Summer.
Yeah.
Man or dog?
Dog. Yeah. I've learned that.
Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm going to get heavy right away with you in the sense of I'm going to ask you some heavy questions if you're cool. Okay.
No, I love that. Okay. Not a surface level person. Get into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you could bring everyone into a room that you've ever met, dead or alive, and you could only look for one person, who would you look for?
Of course, you go right to the gut punch. My mother. But I know that she's here with me. So I lost my mom 6 years ago. To cancer. Sorry. Yeah. But as morbid as this sounds, that was a pivoting moment of like where I'm at today. And I know that she's with me every moment. And like as I've connected spiritually more and more every day, I know she is with me. And that just has shown me what actually matters in life at the end of the day. It's just...
And were you guys like the best of friends?
Yeah, like we talked every day. Yeah. And I wish I appreciated her more when she was here, but I know she is here with me and so proud of me. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to swear.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know she's fucking proud of me and she's going, yes, girl. Like, yeah.
I'm proud of you. And I've just seen like a little bit of what you're doing. And it warms my heart when I hear about people that have a beautiful relationship with their mom, because I didn't have that, right? Yeah. So that's beautiful, and I'm glad that you had that and were able to experience it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that you didn't have that experience. Yeah,
don't make me cry. My job to make you cry. So, what would you say you miss the most about not having your mom in her physical sense?
So I've changed a lot in this past year. I've gone through a breakup with my long-term partner. I had a fire during my busiest season for candle making, separation. Even though it's been 6 years, I wish she was here. When I was cleaning up after my fire, I remember smashing fucking candles, and I was just like, I have a large enough following on social media. People were there. They were like, let me know how I can help you pick up the pieces. I just wanted one person, and it was her. And I remember looking out the window at that moment, and there was the most beautiful sunset. And I was just like, she is here. But at the same time, I just wanted her to pick up the pieces. And I was just wanting someone, and I knew she would be there if she could have been. But yeah.
Let's talk about this fire.
Yeah.
What happened?
The universe told me to slow the fuck down, pretty much. I remember having coffee with a friend that morning, and this was after, so I went through a separation in June, almost a year ago to the day, and then I was living in a hotel for a couple months, found a new home, was renovating that home, and I just had started a new full-time job, and I was like, I just need to get through the next 6 weeks, and then Christmas is over, and I can take a break. And I remember that morning, I was just like, just 6 weeks. And then later that day, I had a fire in my workshop that I was literally about to move into my new home. And no one was hurt. And it was just enough damage for it. So one of my wax melters had overheated.
Right.
It was
I'm just going to cut you for 1 sec because I did not do a good job introing you. So for the people that are listening or watching,
Sorry.
Because it doesn't mean the same about fire. You're a candle maker.
Correct. Yes,
right?
sorry.
And you're also not only a candle maker, I don't know what the proper term is, the
beekeeper.
Beekeeper.
Okay. Yeah. So
you just make good honey.
the bees do the work. I just put it in the jar.
So this was in your shop, your candle shop.
Yes, that had a fire in my work. Yeah. So so I remember getting a call and someone was saying like there's a fire at your workshop, and I was just like what? How is this happening to me? And I remember going there, and my business was instantly shut down in a matter of minutes. One of my wax melters was actually tested that it was faulty. It overheated, and after beeswax hits a certain temperature, just like a grease fire,
Right.
Thankfully no one was injured. I was about to move my workshop into my home, which would have impacted my life even more.
Right.
And I remember calling the same friend afterwards, and their question was like, how do you feel? And I said, relieved. Like I could just stop. Like I had no excuse. Like I physically couldn't work anymore. And after everything that I've been through that year, it's just like I can finally focus on myself with like no excuses.
I can sense your emotion.
Yeah.
What is that you're feeling?
Like proud but also frustrated still, where it's just like, why couldn't I have just stopped?
Sometimes
and looked inwards. Yeah, but the universe was just like, we're going to do it for you.
If you look back now, did you see the little tappings from the universe?
Oh, yeah.
Or source that, come on, girl.
Yeah.
Come on. And you weren't listening.
No.
Probably, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like, here, we're going to have this little fire, small enough fire that, you just are stopping now. And my business has since drastically changed. Started working on myself, where I'm like, I would rather now like stop and help others as well, help myself, heal myself, which then impacts others as well. So
isn't that crazy? Like in that moment, like I know after your friend, you said that you felt relief.
Yeah.
But in that moment, you're probably watching this happen. And I'm kind of speaking for you, but I'm going to let you say what you felt in that moment as you're seeing everything you've ever done, like go up in flames.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just like, I've worked 12 years creating this brand and it's just gone. But it was my identity. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, but now you can go figure out who you are. Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how when you're in that moment and you're building that identity, because I have that issue.
Yeah.
Life can change. Like right now, we can be sitting here talking, and who the hell knows what's facing us outside of that door. And I have to be honest, like I definitely am trying to really hone in on that a lot more and be more in the moment and not worry about all fucking shit that we worry about. And it's hard,
it's
right?
It's so hard. Yeah. And I think I've learned that. So I was a person that I needed to control everything. My relationship, friendship, my bank account, like everything.
Right.
And now it's like I've let go. I'm going with the flow, and it's just like I'm working still towards my dreams, and like, but I'm being rewarded and not really having to work as hard, because just I'm just giving up control.
It's gonna be heavy. Do you believe in God?
I maybe not like a specific God, but I am connected to the universe and a power and a spirituality for sure. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. There is a power that, karma,
Yes.
Just put in the work, be good to people, dream it, manifest it. And and also just a learning from connecting with everyone, right? Like, what's this person helping me learn right now, mirroring back, like, okay, I'm meeting this person for a reason, because they're mirroring back maybe similar behaviors that I'm putting out there, right? So
Yep, I fist pumped our first guest, but I fist pumped you today, club, right? Like we're total control freaks.
Yes.
And when you learn that it's really not in our control, and we need to just kind of let the chips
and
fall where they do.
Find peace, right?
But then my problem is I always try to fill up that space going, okay, I've let go of this. Now what do I do?
Right.
Like there's all this energy and all this. What do I do with it? Oh,
Yeah.
Let's just sit with it.
Right.
And just be, right? So
But do you find that there's like a sense of freedom too in
oh
that?
my goodness, there is. There really is. Letting go. And my assistant just said to me, she's like, your outfits and everything today is just like seamless because I'm like, I laid them all out and I'm not second guessing everything today,
Right.
which I think is the biggest difference, eh, Beth? Like, so yeah, because it's truly, if I'm going to represent my brand, it's about being authentic and it's about being fucking real, right? So
no, true. I had a dress on, and when I was coming here, I was just like,
you're not a dress girl.
I know. I don't like.
Like, I show up in a dress. I don't even know. You're gonna be like, what the F?
I didn't get kicked out. The last time I wore a dress was in the fall to a wedding. We're going to an authentic podcast. Like, I need to wear plaid and black and
you
jeans.
look amazing. Like, I couldn't. This is the way I imagined you, to be very honest. Like, if you walked in a dress, I'd be like, shit, she didn't get
this is the wrong Cassandra.
This is the wrong Cassandra.
Go back next time.
Do you watch Friends?
I'll be honest, I don't watch much TV.
Right.
So it's been a while since I've watched Friends.
Okay.
You're gonna ask me.
Yeah, who you'd be if
Phoebe for sure. Oh yeah.
You're giving off Phoebe vibes. What is your hidden talent?
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Hidden talent. I find like I just can connect with anyone on any level. And I don't know if that's just vulnerability, connections, things like that. I remember being offered this sales rep job for a small craft brewery that I'm working for. And I was just like, I can't be a sales rep. And they're like, really? And I'm like, well, I can talk to people. And they're like, that's all it's about. Just connect.
Right?
So I'm not sure if that's a talent, but I think I'm starting to see the attraction of like how my hard work is paying off because I can connect with people.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a talent.
It's okay.
I can stand in a field with, I call honeybees spicy raisins and find complete calm in the craziness.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they bite you?
They sting. Yeah,
they sting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been stung a lot?
Well, that's part of that's part of the.
You're talking to a princess that does
bees. Yeah. There's a beauty in beekeeping. So as a beekeeper, you can tell like if they're going to be calm or if this is aggressive hive. And it all depends on the queen. If the queen is spicy, the rest of the hive's going to be spicy. If she's calm, and she'll be calm as long as you're calm, because it's much like picking up the energy from a dog, right? The dog can sense like you're scared or whatever, and the bee. So if you were to come there and you'd just be like shaking about yard, they'd be like, this girl doesn't like us and we're gonna swarm her and get her out of here. So
oh my goodness. Okay, so how did you become a beekeeper?
Know,
like what?
Right?
Like tell me about your life path. Like what'd you go to school for, and like where you're at?
I went through school to be human resources, which I went through. I did the life path that my parents wanted me to do.
As we all do.
Yeah, and dated the guy that my dad wanted me to date. My parents wanted me to date. Yeah, I went through the school, bought the house that my parents wanted me to buy, did all that. Yeah, we're changing that now, and I have. Yeah, I even had the job. Like I worked in the corporate industry for financial industries for 15 years. And then when my mom got sick, I was just like, I'm doing a job that I absolutely hate doing. I need to start doing something that I'm passionate about. So I quit the corporate life and started working for a local honeybee farm. At that time, I was making beeswax candles, and I started making beeswax candles because I learned how toxic, like other candles that I was burning. I was getting headaches, nosebleeds. I'm like, why? Oh,
did you check out my candles when you walked in?
No, but I see one over there. Oh, okay. I brought you some. It's fine. I don't judge people.
But when I was fixing my candle things earlier this morning, I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if she's going to notice these are shit.
No, I don't judge people for that. I'm just here to help educate people, for better options, right? So I learned that headaches, nosebleeds were the reason why I was getting, I was getting headaches and nosebleeds from the candles that I was burning. I'm a pyro. So then learned, I learned that beeswax candles were the best option, started making candles. So the place where I started to work was where I was getting my beeswax from. And so started working there full time. I learned all I could about bees and beeswax candle making, made local connections with beekeepers. It was awesome. So I did that for about 2 years, and then COVID hit, and I was like, okay, this is a sign. I always wanted to do my business full time. So I was like, this is it. Like, I'm going all in. So I did work full time in my business for 4 years. And when I left the apiary, I was like, I want my own bees, but I didn't want to like buy bees. And working at the apiary, I had learned that so many people call and they say, I have a swarm, I have bees in my home, and we didn't have the resources at that time to help them out. We often referred them to another rescue company. So I was just like, I'm gonna just wait, and bees will find me.
Right.
And I remember like maybe a month after I had quit, and I said like, I'm gonna wait till I get my like find my own swarm, or someone calls me. I'm just gonna put it out there. I also ride a motorcycle, and I remember riding my motorcycle up the road, and I was like, what is that? Like there's like bugs all over the road, just thinking they're like field flies or something. And it was literally a swarm of honeybees.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just like, what the heck? So I had to obviously pulled over. I got stung a couple of times.
Right.
And I just like gathered myself, and I was like, what? And I was like, I need to go home and get like all my stuff and go and like get these bees. But obviously they were gone by that time. But it's funny because where my apiary is now, it's like 2 kilometers from where that happened.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and then I've done like house cutouts. I worked with a mentor where I was cutting bees out of people's homes and getting swarms. I and tree cutouts. I forget the number exactly, but
did you ever see yourself going to, like, if I had asked you this like 10 years ago, would you be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a beekeeper?
No, and like even to think that I would leave the corporate world, right? Because I was just in that mindset of like, this is what I'm doing. I need to have the pension and the benefits. And so, yeah, really proud of myself for breaking that mold, because that's what, my parents were 9 to 5. Like, this is what we did. And it's just like, no, you don't actually have to do that. You don't have to be miserable, because especially after my mom was so young when she passed away, well, younger. It's just like, you never know when your day's gonna be. Live every day to the fullest. So it's like, I want to create a life that I'm really happy living. And I did that in my career. And I continue to do that in my career. And now I'm working on the other side, which when I'm learning that when you're younger, your career is your focus, right? And then as you get older, it's like, well, that's nice.
With someone.
And like a love life, but even like connecting with people like yourselves, right? Like that's love, platonic love, anything like that, right? So that's where my trip.
That's where
I'm going now, where it's like, yeah, spreading the love. And
good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. How is, like, have you gone back into the dating world? Or
Yeah. It's been I find it's a mindset. So I find if you think there's no one out there, it sucks, this is draining, it's going to be, right? I've actually met some amazing humans through it all. And it's just like, what are they teaching me? How are they making me feel? I don't want to make anyone feel like this, so maybe I'm not going to be like that. And just, learning that, it's like a different level of freedom each time. It's like, okay, this person is teaching me. And it's like practicing at the end of the day. It's like, I'm going to go on a first date. I'm going to show up as my authentic self.
Right.
And it's just like practicing every day, like to be a better version. And eventually, when I find my person, I'll be the best version.
Right?
Yeah. And yeah, what a learning experience for sure.
I think you're right. It does come down to how you approach it.
Yeah.
Because, for me, dating at this stage in my life, I've just kind of put it on the back burner because I'm just focused on life. And I just feel like if it's meant to be, it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
However it happens, it's not right. Like
exactly.
Look at all my friends and they're like, it's a fucking shit show out there. Right. But again, it comes down to mindset and what you're truly looking for and what are you putting out there?
Yeah.
Because that's what's coming back to you. Right.
Right.
So,
and I think that's I did a course. It was like a dating course after I had separated, and there was a moment where she asked, if you were to look at yourself as a 9-year-old, like 9-year-old Cassandra is staring at 39-year-old Cassandra, what is she saying? And she's probably saying, like, good for you for creating this amazing business, this community that's here to support you. Well, what the fuck, right? Like, why are you accepting breadcrumbs from these men? And it's just like, okay, but why? And to become like, I just wanted to become a more confident human, show up to say, like, I am worth this. I am worth a high value man to show up. And
I think that is the key.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
When we start loving ourselves and
1,000%.
knowing our worth, it
Yeah.
changes, because you do take the breadcrumbs.
Right.
You do, because you think you're not worthy of anything
Yeah.
else. And then when you start looking at it going, but I have this, my life is in check,
Yeah.
you're like, but they're not. So why am I? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And why am I getting upset because,
Yeah,
they're
you
not
can't get upset with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Get upset with yourself.
Yeah. So,
Right?
and
So-
then when I have learned that, it's just like, yeah, freedom every time. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And you have a dog, right?
I have 2
You
dogs.
have two
Yeah.
dogs. What kind?
Boxers, of course. Norm is going to be 11 and Gord is 6. Oh, yeah. Typical brothers, though.
I'm a new dog mom.
Okay,
and I've
yeah.
got a Cavalier King Charles,
Aw.
and she's like my freaking world. But it's different because
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what the hell? I have the freedom of the world. My son's about to go off to university.
Yeah.
And, I've life's just kind of starting in that sense, not
Right.
going to be and then I go and get a puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the best
But-
thing ever.
Oh, like unconditional love. I think
Gosh.
I remember when I lived in the hotel for 2 months, the only thing I missed, because I was like, I just need myself, but I want my dogs.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I first moved out, I only had one, and I was like, I know that I'll get the second one. I just know it will happen. And he eventually came too. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. Well, people will be like, what are you up to? It's Friday night at 9 p.m. I'm like, I'm busy, and I'll be dancing in my kitchen. Yeah, with my dogs. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
You've always got an excuse to get up.
I know. It's like,
puppy,
oh, yeah, exactly.
Beth, did I already ask this, my perimenopausal brain? Did I already ask her what the most raw moment in her life is? I don't think I did.
I think well, there's been many, but I think I
Yeah.
kind of touched on it where it was just reflecting back to my 9-year-old Cassandra and what is she thinking now? And that's just been my motivator where it's like, what would young Cassandra think of you right now, accepting the breadcrumbs from the men, or like the not going for the job that you want, or right? So yeah.
Do you think the fire, like that happening, really was sort of that life-defining moment, or was it like the passing of your mom? Like, I know they're different,
Yeah.
but what would be like sort of that biggest aha for you?
And I knew you would ask the raw question. I'm like, what is it? I was just like, well, right now in this present moment, that moment sitting in my loft going, okay, like what would young Cassandra think? And I think every time something's happened in my journey, it's pushed me where I need to go, and each time I've leveled up, right? So my mom passing, that taught me, okay, like go create the life you want to live. And at that time, I had a partner that I thought would be a long-term partner, but I also completely changed from a materialistic person that I need to make this much money. I need to have the big, beautiful home and the fancy car and the motorcycle and the bike and the pool and all of that. And I wasn't happy at the end of it. So, and I had created my business, and then the fire happened, and it's just like, go love yourself, right? You can live in the tiny home beside train tracks and be so fucking happy with no man in your life, just your dogs, right? Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. So what else do you think we need to know about you?
Oh, really?
Really?
So I think I just want to teach women how empowering they can be, and to look inwards, and no matter what's happening in your life, you have control just to love yourself, and whatever you put out there, someone will appreciate it, and I hope it's you. Yeah.
I love that. Beth?
What question, I think. Bees have amazing traits and just like the type of creature they are.
Yeah.
What trait of a bee do you wish that men had?
Oh my God, I love that question. Freak.
I'll teach. You're really starting to like make me nerd out on bees. So
No, I love it.
but the one fun fact about bees, so worker bees are all female bees. And male bees are called drones. They don't sting. They don't have no stingers. They just eat, have sex with the queen, and die. They are couch potatoes. Women in the like all the worker bees in the fall kick out the drones and they go and die, and because they just take resources from the winter.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
the trait
So
maybe
very-
to be really good at sex.
So there's reasons why I relate to the bees. But yeah, I don't know. Really, yeah.
It's all about sex, did you say?
Yeah, well, it seems to be.
Yeah, it can be, but as a trait for a man, I don't know. Because I find so I've done like a spiritual course where I do relate to the bees, because bees are very spiritual creatures. They're the course was talking about how a hive is like a womb of a woman because it's all healing. They're all inside at the winter and they're just taking care of themselves. And then in the spring, there's what is called a swarm that can happen, which is when a hive becomes so large that they end up splitting. So I've actually said this on how this is very relatable to myself, where they create like a new queen and this hive just leaves. They don't have a home. They don't know where they're going to go. They have no idea and no control of what's going to be happening in the future, but they'll be okay. And there's this original hive that will still be all right, and they'll be there and they'll taking care of themselves, and they just work as this unit, and it's just beautiful. So as bees age, each of their jobs progress into different states. Like there's like worker bees where they go and forage, there's guard bees, there's bees that take care of the queen. Yeah. So
Good question, Beth.
yeah, maybe not men related, but
Yeah.
that seems to be it. Yeah.
Mackenzie, do you have a question?
That was my question. I was sitting on that one.
Seriously?
What is it about bees that you feel you were drawn to? Like, and I think you just answered it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Jake?
Got nothing?
He doesn't feel
Jake
like
just,
he's
no,
like
he's just like quiet back there. It's like he's non-existent. Something that you've struggled with in your life that has been work for you, if there is anything.
Like when I've worked so hard, when is it gonna just be when can I just relax? And I know that will come, and just like meeting like a partner that will just make me feel safe and at peace and calm. But for now, I'm giving that to myself. But there's also the emotional load as women that like I can handle. But it'd be cool to like pick up the phone and be like, this happened. My dogs had a fight a couple of weeks ago. And it's just like, why? Right? And I just want to I have girlfriends. I can call and be like, this happened. But to have a person be like, this sucked, right? And just to have that emotional, available person too, right?
I said this to a friend last night. I
Yeah.
said, when today is said and done
Mhm.
and the lights go off and everybody leaves and the
Yeah.
makeup comes off,
Yeah.
you just want to be able to fall into your person's arms, right? Like,
yeah.
so I
Yeah.
you bitch. But it does, like you have all these beautiful special moments and
Yeah.
your girlfriends are amazing. And
Okay.
yes, you can feed your own soul and yes, you can hug your dog and all that, but there's just something different when
Yeah.
it's your person.
Yeah.
So what the fuck's
You're gonna ruin my I'm sorry.
Okay, well, let's just take a sec and let this kind of go through us.
Yeah.
Because, girl, we're going to go on some great dates together. Like, not together, but like, we can do that. We can do that. We're going to have awesome dates. But yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.